Get my 6. Hear it? I don't know what it is. We're going to go find out. There was a very loud growl from across the road. Guys, he, she, it, or they may or may not, well, it's a dog barking off in the distance on the same side of the road from where we just heard the growl, but a couple hundred yards up. Guys, this is spooky. Listen, he, she, it, or they may or may not be following me around, but I think maybe I'm following him, her, it, or they around, or them. I wasn't even going to make a video today. This upload is much later than when I usually upload, but something really weird happened. Try. I just heard that growl again. It sounds like a lion. There's no lions around here. But I'm also creeped out, not just because of what happened that I'm going to tell you about, but because I just watched like a 10-minute long video on Central Michigan Bigfoot channel. Go like his channel. Give him a shout out. Tell him Crazy Lake sent you. We've gotten him a couple hundred subscribers here in the last couple days. He's at almost 300. Let's get him up to 1,000. Okay, I've never met the individual. He's been a supporter here for a long time. It's positive, and so we want to give back some positive support as well. But watching that video didn't help me feel any more at ease with coming out here just at sundown to look for what may or may not exist, and which may or may not live in the woods behind my house if it does. Because something happened in that video that always happens out here. You hear the crickets? All right, keep listening to them, because if they go silent like they did in his video that you need to go watch and subscribe to his channel while you're there, when everything goes silent, that's when it's like creepy, and they're silent for a reason. There's probably someone or something around, you know. Hanging out up here at the campfire maybe a month or so ago with a couple of my wing buddies there, my wingmen, Massachusetts Machacho and the Illinois Illness. And wow, look at this. Oh yeah, creeped myself out. I took an eastern red cedar out of there, put on a tree line down here last week. I forgot. But the Illinois Illness grew up in the city, Chicago, and he gets kind of creeped out when I start telling these stories up here around a campfire at night. Massachusetts Machacho pointed out to him, listen, you hear the wildlife? That's your friends. When you can hear Did you hear that? It sounds like a lion roar. That's the third time I've heard it. There are no lions out here. Sounded like a loud beast-type scream. So anyway, as long as we can hear crickets, we can hear birds, we're probably okay. But when they go silent, it's for a reason. Now I'm going to start slowing down here so we can scan. Get my 6. I'm not going to be watching. I want you to watch. So is that knocking? So our son had a play date today. So my beautiful bride Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, and myself took our son to his play date. There was a bunch of the boys there getting together. We were safe. All the parents made sure to socially distance and all that stuff. and the numbers were low. And where this place was, where we all got together, there was this trail going through the woods. And Dearly and I had never been there before. We'd never walked on this trail. So we decided to just kind of check it out because we love the woods, we love the forest. I'm not going to walk. You know, I came up here one day this summer to make a video, and right around this corner right here, like 10 yards from me right here, there was a freaking black bear just sitting there. And I was like walking right into it because I was like making sure my phone was on. I looked up and there's a bear just sitting there. So we get into the woods, get on the trail, get into the woods. We're not in there even a minute. Bang! We hear an extremely loud tree knock. I said, "Did you hear that?" And she said, "Yeah." And it wasn't too far away. And then bang, bang, two more. And I was like, very loud growl again. So I said, let's just walk out into the woods a little ways here, off the trail. We got off the trail, walked out into the woods, and we found the oddest looking structure. I'm going to go back. We were invited to go back next week. I'm going back. And by the way, I will be going back up into the lair to retrieve the trail cam I left up there last time here really soon. So I've got 2 actual forest outings here coming up in the next week or so to see what we may or may not see. But we found this structure. Let me see, how is best to describe it? Okay. So there was like a tree that had been like pushed over into like the forks of another tree. And then all these poles, like dead trees, had been leaned up against it, almost like a lean-to shanty, but like not enough to actually provide shelter, like cover for shelter. I saw that. We're going in the woods. Today is officially the first day of fall, and it's chilly, and I need this to actually keep my stuff warm up here in my ears, but I can't hear if they're covered. I've got tinnitus and stuff. So somebody asked me, well, I don't want to say that, but well, I was asked if I brought back any souvenirs from Iraq. I said, yeah, tinnitus, PTSD, and chronically inflamed lower lumbar. Okay, the crickets are still chirping way down there, but it is eerily quiet right here. Okay, so, but now with the structure, like I said, it wouldn't provide shelter from like rain or anything. And then there was this big X placed over the poles that had been leaned up against. That dog's barking over there down the road from where that roaring sound came from. So I don't know, a lot of our viewers here know a lot more about these structures and what may or may not be forms of communication than me. So I'm going to go back and get some footage of that place and put it on here. Let's walk around here. You know how I've talked about having that feeling that there's someone or something there, you're being watched, but you can't really see it with the naked eye? I just felt that about 20 seconds ago. That's why I sped up a little bit. So here's my sign to, hey, Crazy Lake, rewind about 20 seconds and watch what just happened. If you guys saw it, timestamp it. You know, this is the time of day when they start coming out and just running across the ridge. Okay, so what I saw today at that place looked a lot like this. You see this cedar tree, how it's just fallen like that? But then there were poles stacked all up against it. It's really creepy. I mean, someone or something did it. It wasn't any sort of naturally formed formation. So I know this isn't a very exciting video, and I'm not giving any like motivation or anything here. But that just piqued my interest so much. I wanted to tell you about it. And I guess I'm kind of like, this is a video about an upcoming video. I'm going to make that. Next week. And of course, you just never know what you may or may not see or hear when you come up here. I hear footsteps. I hear footsteps from right back there. Just want to scan the area and listen real good for a couple minutes. I heard those footsteps again. I just heard one of those strange sounds. It sounds like a predator. You know the movie Predator? Alright, so I'm going to head back down to the house. We've been out most of the afternoon. I'm tired. Split and stacked firewood for another hour again this morning. And get up and do it again tomorrow. I heard what sounded like a woman wailing over there. And like a loud grunt right up here. Okay, so guys, if you saw anything, timestamp it. I pretty much took you on a little tour here right just before dark. I'm going to go down a different way. I'm going to go down a way that I had not planned on going to see if we can get anything up here. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm trying to flank what may or may not have been making the sound of footsteps behind me when I was down there. He, she, it, or they are not the only ones that can flank around here. I can flank. Remember when planking was a thing and all the cool kids were like laying down flat on their bellies, like on park benches and statues and stuff, planking? I never got into that. I didn't waste my time because I was too busy practicing flanking, which is what we're going to do right here, right now. Well, it's pretty dark in here already. I had to do it. There could be one right back there leaning up against a tree, and I couldn't see it now. It's too dark. I didn't bring a light. All right. So now I really am going to go home. I heard like a growl. Gee, this wonderful view of the homestead from our highest point of elevation. It's a house, there's the pond, big field in the front. Well guys, if you saw anything or heard anything, timestamp it, but I'm gonna go ahead and get back in the house before it gets any darker out here. See you for more next time to PBS. That's the fire pit right there. S. The potential Bigfoot, Sasquatch show.